Hello everyone and welcome to another game I played on PTCGO. This time I'm working with a deck that has been modified slightly for Plasma Freeze. As you can see, I started off with two Keldeos, not an ideal start. This is actually my Darkrai Lasers deck. I didn't get really many cards to work with, so that's a deck I chose to modify. My opponent mulliganed twice and I got to draw two cards. I didn't bench that second Keldeo because I figured there's no point in having two out in the field right now. So I see my opponent starts off with Deoxys, the new Plasma Freeze one, which tells me that he probably is running a Team Plasma deck. So I'm going to Laser, and then I'm going to Computer Search here, trying to see what I want to get rid of. I think I should get rid of the Keldeo and an Energy to try to get, I think, a Float Stone, so I can retreat that Keldeo without wasting my energy attachment for the turn. And now I think I should Ultra Ball to get out a Sableye so I can put it on my bench, retreat Keldeo, attach an energy, and start junk hunting. Because this match is really difficult for Darkrai, I think, if you don't run hammers. But I actually do. So I need Sableye up front, trying to recover any hammers I managed to run into. So here I'm just going to junk hunt, I believe, for a laser and another computer search, just so I can start getting set up, because I still don't even have Darkrai on the field. So now it's my opponent's turn. So he's probably going to try to get as many Deoxys out on the field as possible, but he puts down a Absol and a Thundurus. So Absol sort of lets me know that I shouldn't really bench that many Pokemon, because its attack increases in power the more Pokemon that are on your opponent's bench. So he's going to Tool Scrapper away my Floatstone and Catcher up Keldeo and Juniper. So now I have Keldeo stuck in the active, at least for now. He's going to attach a Blend Energy to Thundurus and use a Plasma Ball to get another Deoxys on the bench. So each Deoxys will increase his attack power by 10, which is not what I want. Fortunately, I get a Crushing Hammers and hit ahead. I can get rid of that energy to hopefully slow him down enough, which is really the only way I've really won these type of games. It's really hard to overpower them once they get set up, but the hammers are pretty consistent in a strategy against plasma decks, as long as you have a way to recover them. So I'm going to attach a Dark Energy to Keldeo and retreat to Sableye and junk hunt. Of course, I end at the beginning of my turn, so I'm going to get back a Computer Search and a Floatstone, just because I don't really want him catching up the Mewtwo I just put down, because I want to use that to take out the Deoxys and just have it as another backup attacker. So here I think my opponent's gonna kind of lag a bit. We see him Skyla for a Floatstone. So Floatstone's the one card I really incorporated into my deck. It allows your Pokemon to retreat for free. So when coupled with Keldeo, it pretty much translates into a switch, a free switch. So my opponent switches out into Thundurus, and he's going to laser my Sableye, and he's going to attack me for 50 and get an energy from his discard using Raiden Knuckle and attach it to his bench Pokemon. Here I managed to get a Crushing Hammer, so I can discard the Blend Energy from Thundurus, and I'm going to catch her in Absol, Hypnotoxic Laser, to hopefully dispatch with this guy quickly, because Absol scares me. I want to have a full bench, theoretically. So I'm going to attach that Floatstone to Mewtwo, attach a Dark to Darkrai. I'm going to rush in with Keldeo. Then I Colress for 6. And here I think I should just retreat Keldeo, go back into Sableye, and junk hunt to recover some of those hammers. Yeah, a crushing hammer would be good, along with an enhanced hammer. So my opponent stays asleep, which is really good for me. So here, I don't think he has any energy on the field other than on his Absol, but it's asleep, so he can't really attack. And I haven't seen too many of these decks running Keldeos, although some of them do run switches, so hopefully he stays stuck in there. So he's going to get a laser. That'll do it for my Darkrai, I think. And what else will he do? He's going to Colress for 6. He's going to get a Plasma Ball. Maybe go for another Deoxys to increase his attack power, or maybe get another attacker. And we see he goes for another attacker in the form of Kyurem, or Kyurem, however you actually say it, I'm not sure. And he attaches another energy to Thundurus, and my Sableye gets knocked out. So here I'm just going to promote Mewtwo since it has Fairy Retreat, and I do have the DCE in hand, so I can start attacking with it. I'm waiting for my opponent to take his prize. He does, and he doesn't wake up, so that's really good for me. And I have a hand with 1 enhanced hammer and 2 crushing hammers, so it can really wreck his field right now. But I guess the real question is whether or not I'm going to start attacking what exactly. So I'm going to enhance hammer away the blend energy from his Thundurus. Going to bench another Darkrai. And I don't know, debating whether or not to catch her in something and start attacking Deoxys instead, since it is weak to Psychic and Mewtwo will do a lot of damage, but unfortunately Deoxys doesn't have any energy attached to it, so I won't be able to knock it out. But I take the gamble, take a fresh Deoxys on his bench and hit it for 80. So if he can't retreat it, I will knock it out next turn. But he gets an escape rope, so I'm going to send up Keldeo, since it's the least important piece of my puzzle. And he's going to send up Thundurus to try to use, I think, Raid and Knuckle to recover some of the energy I've been destroying off of his field. He's going to Juniper, and I'm happy to see that he got rid of his Scramble Switch, but I'm sort of concerned that I see a Lugia. I don't really want to face off against Lugia since I do play decks with it, and I know it can be really powerful. So he hits me for 50, and I get a double Dark Patch, so that means I can start attacking him. And I get another enhanced Crushing Hammer, sorry, and get a Heads, and get another one after that, so I can take 2 energies off of his side of the field. I'm going to retreat Keldeo and start attacking with Darkrai. I'm going to Night Spear the active and hit the benched Deoxys that's heavily damaged for 30 more. So it has 60 hit points left, and the active was hit for 90. So hopefully I can set those up for a double KO soon. Here I think my opponent's in a jam. He really needs to retreat his Thundurus or it's going to get knocked out, but I think he also wants it to accelerate energy from the discard pile. So it's sort of a trade-off. What is he willing to do? Is he willing to sack his Thundurus just to get energy? Or does he have another one in his deck somewhere that he can pull out right now? But yeah, I think my opponent takes a while right here. But as I was saying earlier, the sort of solution I've found to the current meta is to run hammers, which is annoying, I know, but it seems to be a good alternative. So we see my opponent attach a Prism Energy to the active, put down a Virbank, and Colress for 7. So he's going to Raid Knuckle me for 50, and put an energy from the discard. I think he took a DCE and attached it to Absol, which means it can now Mind Jack and hit me and knock out Darkrai in one hit, since I only have since I have a big bench and I don't have that many hit points left. But I'm gonna knock out Thundurus and take my first prize, The first 2 prizes, my opponent's already taken 1 from the earlier knockout on Sableye, but I'm pretty sure he will promote his Absol, which will mean that he'll take two prizes in return, potentially. So here I'm waiting for him to promote the next Pokemon from his bench. I guess he might be debating whether or not to send in Kyurem. If he has a Colress machine, he could start hitting me with that. Or potentially with Deoxys, if he has a Prism and a Colress machine, he could start hitting me with that as well. Yeah, I forgot he takes quite a while between this turn. But anyway, as I was saying earlier, I do run, I think, a 3-2 line of hammers. I think I run 3 enhanced and 2 crushing, and it seems to work really well against the plasma decks. While they can still get the energy back, it really does slow them down enough to where you can come back and defeat them. Doesn't work so well against other decks in the meta, but hey, this one's really popular right now. So he ends up promoting Absol, so he's probably going to mind jack me right now for the knockout. Probably my active Darkrai, unless he wants to catch her in something. But I do have Mewtwo ready to go, and I do have Laser in hand. So yeah, he's going to Hypnotoxic Laser, and with that he can actually do enough damage to knock me out, and he puts down a Lugia. So Lugia is sort of what I've been fearing. He puts a DCE down on it. He gets a Colress machine and puts a Plasma Energy, which is really bad. He puts down a Float Stone on his Absol, and he's going to end me down to 4 and get himself 5 cards. Fortunately, I get a Juniper, but he's going to hit me for the knockout. And I think I'm just going to promote Mewtwo and try to see how I can maneuver out of this one, because it's not looking good for me. So get a Dark Energy, attach it to my bench Darkrai. I'm going to Ultra Ball away my Bianca and Level Ball, just to thin my deck out and hopefully just get another Sableye on the bench, which I still have 1 in my deck. And now I'm going to Juniper, and I get a really good return on that because I get 2 Dark Patches, so that means I can attack with a fresh Darkrai this turn and knock out something on his side. And here you see me sort of trying to think out what the best thing to knock out would be, because he he only needs 3 prizes, so Lugia can take 3 prizes. This is scaring me. I really need to find a way to prevent that from happening. So I figure I'll get the jump on Lugia, hit it with Hypnotoxic Laser, and hope that he has no way of, getting a catcher and catching up Keldeo to win the game by taking 3 prizes. So I'm Night Spear it, and Night Spear the benched Deoxys for 2 prizes. So I could have taken 3 prizes last turn, but I really think I should have, take the jump on Lugia and attack it first. So here, if my opponent manages to get another energy on Lugia and catch up Keldeo, he absolutely wins, and my fears would be confirmed. So he has a fairly big hand. I'm pretty sure he has one of those 2 pieces, but he needs both to seal the deal. If not, I will just Night Spear him for the knockout. So let's see if my opponent can pull it off. And we see him thinking, so I don't know. Yep, he has a catcher, but for whatever reason, he's going for Sableye, and he attaches a Plasma Energy on Sableye, and he knocks out Sableye. He's going to take 2 prizes on Sableye instead of going for Keldeo and hitting it for the knockout and taking 3 prizes. I don't know why that was. He should have won this. Had no business winning, but hey, that's how the game goes sometimes. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye.